Maya was 7 years old when she first felt the magic of helping others. She lived in a small town with her grandmother, Rosa. Every morning, Maya would watch her grandmother make soup for the sick neighbors. Rosa always smiled when she gave the warm soup away. "Why do you give our food to other people?" Maya asked one day. Rosa sat down and took Maya's small hands. "My dear child, when we help others, our hearts grow bigger. Love is like a candle. When you light another candle, your flame doesn't get smaller. It makes more light." Maya didn't understand all the words, but she felt something warm in her chest. That day, she decided she wanted to help people too. She started by feeding the street cats near their house. When she saw their happy faces, she felt that same warm feeling. At school, Maya was different from other children. While they played games, she helped the teacher clean the classroom. When a new student looked sad and alone, Maya would sit next to them and share her lunch. Her grandmother was proud. "You have a special heart, Maya," Rosa would say every night before bed. "Never lose that kindness." But Maya's perfect world was about to change forever. Maya was 12 when her grandmother got very sick. Rosa couldn't get out of bed anymore. She couldn't make soup for the neighbors. She couldn't tell Maya stories at night. Maya had to learn how to cook and take care of herself. "I'm scared, Grandma," Maya whispered one night, holding Rosa's thin hand. "Don't be afraid, my beautiful girl," Rosa said with a weak voice. "Life has happy times and sad times. Both are important. The sad times teach us to be strong. They also help us understand other people's pain." 3 months later, Rosa died peacefully in her sleep. Maya found her in the morning and cried for hours. She was completely alone in the world now. The neighbors were kind, but Maya had to go live with her Uncle Carlos in the big city. Carlos was not a bad man, but he worked all day and was always tired. He didn't have time to talk with Maya or cook special meals. Maya felt invisible in his small apartment. At her new school, Maya was the quiet girl who sat in the back. She missed her grandmother every day. She missed their small town. She missed feeling important and loved. Sometimes she would cry herself to sleep, wondering why life had to be so hard. But Maya remembered her grandmother's words about sad times making her strong. She started writing letters to Rosa every week, telling her about her new life. It helped her feel less alone. When Maya was 16, something beautiful happened. She met Mrs. Thompson, her English teacher, who noticed that Maya always looked sad. Mrs. Thompson started asking Maya to stay after school to help with small jobs. "Maya, would you like to come to my house for dinner tonight?" Mrs. Thompson asked one day. "My family would love to meet you." Maya was nervous, but she said yes. When she arrived at the Thompson house, she met Mr. Thompson and their 2 young children, Emma and Jack. They welcomed Maya with warm smiles and made her feel part of their family immediately. "We heard you're very good at helping people," said Emma, who was only 6 years old. "Can you help me with my puzzle?" Maya spent the whole evening playing with the children and talking with their parents. For the first time in 4 years, she felt that warm feeling in her chest again. When it was time to leave, Mrs. Thompson hugged her tight. "You're welcome here anytime, Maya. We think of you as part of our family now." From that day, Maya visited the Thompson house every week. They celebrated her birthday. They helped her with homework. They listened to her stories about her grandmother. Maya felt loved again. Mr. and Mrs. Thompson also taught Maya important lessons. They showed her that families can be made of people who choose to love each other, not just people with the same blood. They taught her that even when bad things happen, good people will always be there to help. At 17, Maya met David in her art class. He was kind and funny, and he loved to paint pictures of the ocean. Maya had never felt romantic love before, and her heart beat fast whenever David smiled at her. "Would you like to watch the sunset with me today?" David asked one afternoon. They sat together on a hill outside the city, watching the sky turn orange and pink. David told Maya about his dreams to become an artist and travel around the world. Maya told him about her grandmother and her dream to help children who didn't have families. "You're the most caring person I've ever met," David said, taking her hand. "I think I'm falling in love with you." Maya felt scared and happy at the same time. She had been alone for so long that love felt like a dangerous thing. What if David left her? What if something bad happened to him? But Maya decided to be brave. She told David she loved him too. For the next 2 years, they were very happy together. David painted pictures of Maya, and Maya helped David believe in his dreams. They planned to go to college together and build a life side by side. Before we start, we'd love for you to watch the story carefully and, at the end, rate it from 1 to 10 in the comments. Your opinion helps us understand what kind of stories you enjoy and guides us to create even better content for you. But life had other plans. When graduation time came, David received a scholarship to study art in Paris. It was his dream come true, but it meant leaving Maya behind. She had been accepted to study social work at the local university. "Come with me to Paris," David begged. "We can be together there." Maya's heart was breaking, but she knew what she had to do. "David, this is your chance to become the artist you've always wanted to be. And I need to stay here to help children like me, who don't have families." They both cried that night, knowing their love was real, but their paths were different. The next month, David left for Paris. Maya felt like her heart was torn in half, but she also felt proud. She was choosing her purpose over her comfort. David wrote letters from Paris, telling her about the beautiful art and the amazing teachers. Maya wrote back about her college classes and her work at the Children's Center. Slowly, their letters became less frequent. They were growing into different people living different lives. Maya learned that sometimes loving someone means letting them go. It was the hardest lesson of her young life, but it made her understand love in a deeper way. In college, Maya worked at a home for children without parents. There she met Anna, a 7-year-old girl who reminded Maya of herself. Anna was quiet and sad, always sitting alone. "Why don't you play with the other children?" Maya asked Anna one day. "Because everyone leaves," Anna whispered. "My parents left. My foster families left. If I don't make friends, it won't hurt when they leave too." Maya's heart broke for this little girl. She saw her own pain reflected in Anna's eyes. Maya sat down next to Anna and told her the story of her grandmother Rosa. "My grandmother taught me that love is like a candle," Maya said, using Rosa's words. "When you share it, it doesn't make your love smaller. It makes more light in the world." Every day after that, Maya spent extra time with Anna. She helped her with homework, read her stories, and most importantly, she showed Anna that some people do stay. Some people can be trusted. After 6 months, Anna started smiling more. She began playing with other children. One day, she ran to Maya with a picture she had drawn. "This is you and me," Anna said, showing Maya a drawing of 2 people holding hands under a rainbow. "You're my family now." Maya cried happy tears. She realized this was why she had gone through all her pain. It was so she could understand children like Anna and help them heal their hearts. Maya was 25 when she became the director of the children's home. She had helped hundreds of children find love and hope again. But her greatest challenge was still coming. One day, a social worker brought a teenage boy named Marcus to the home. He was 15, angry, and had been in 12 different homes. He had been hurt by adults so many times that he didn't trust anyone. "I don't need help from anyone," Marcus said on his first day. "I'll leave as soon as I turn 18. Marcus broke rules, started fights, and was mean to the younger children. The other workers wanted to send him away, but Maya saw something in his eyes that reminded her of herself when Rosa died. It was the look of someone trying not to feel pain. Maya didn't give up on Marcus. When he broke windows, she asked him to help fix them. When he was rude, she stayed calm and kind. When he pushed everyone away, she kept showing up. "Why do you keep trying?" Marcus asked her one day after a big fight. "I'm never going to be good." Maya sat down across from him. "Because someone kept trying with me when I thought I was broken. My grandmother died when I was 12. I felt angry and alone, just like you. But good people showed me that I was worth loving." For the first time, Marcus looked directly at her. "What if I'm too damaged to be good?" "Marcus," Maya said gently, "hurt people often hurt other people. But hurt people can also heal other people if they choose love instead of anger." It took 2 years, but slowly Marcus began to change. Maya helped him finish school.
She found him a job.
Most importantly, she showed him that he could use his difficult experiences to help other troubled children. Maya was 30 when she opened her own school for children who had experienced trauma. Marcus, now 22, worked there as a counselor. Anna, who had been adopted by a loving family but stayed in touch with Maya, volunteered there every summer. The school was Maya's dream come true. It was a place where children could heal, learn, and discover their own strength. Maya had created the kind of place she wished had existed when she was young and scared. One day, Maya was working in her office when she received a letter with a Paris postmark. It was from David. He had become a successful artist and was coming back to town for an art show. He wanted to see Maya again. When they met at a coffee shop, Maya was surprised by how nervous she felt. David looked older, but still kind. His eyes lit up when he saw her. "Maya, you look beautiful," he said, hugging her. "I've thought about you so many times over the years." They talked for hours about their lives. David had traveled the world and created amazing art, but he admitted he had never found love again. Maya told him about her school and the children she had helped. "I have something to show you," David said, pulling out his phone. He showed her a painting he had created the year before. It was a picture of a woman reading to children under a big tree. The woman looked exactly like Maya. "I painted this from memory," David said. "You've been my inspiration all these years. The way you choose to help others instead of letting your pain make you bitter, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen." Maya felt that familiar warm feeling in her chest. But this time it was different. She wasn't a scared teenager who needed to choose between love and purpose. She was a woman who had built a life of meaning. "David, I loved you deeply when we were young," Maya said. "But we're different people now. You're still the artist who needs to travel and create. I'm the person who needs to stay and build a home for lost children." David smiled sadly, but nodded. "I understand. And I'm proud of who you've become. The world is better because Maya exists." They parted as friends, both grateful for the love they had shared and the people they had become. Maya was 35 when she met Robert at a conference for social workers. He was a doctor who worked with children in hospitals. He was quiet and thoughtful, with kind eyes and a gentle smile. What attracted Maya to Robert wasn't just his kindness, but his understanding of her work. He didn't ask her to choose between love and her purpose. Instead, he wanted to build a life together that included both. "I love watching you with the children," Robert told her after they had been dating for a year. "You have a gift for healing hearts. I want to spend my life supporting that gift." When Robert proposed, he didn't do it with a fancy dinner or a big surprise. He did it at Maya's school, in front of all the children she had helped over the years. Marcus, now married with a baby, was there. Anna, now in college studying to become a teacher, was there. Even Mrs. Thompson and her family came. "Maya," Robert said, getting down on one knee, "will you let me be part of your family? Will you let me help you change the world, one child at a time?" Maya said yes with tears of joy streaming down her face. All around them, the children cheered and hugged each other. Maya realized that this was what her grandmother meant about love, being like a candle. Maya's love had created light for so many people, and now that light was coming back to her in the most beautiful way. Maya and Robert were married in the garden of the children's school. Instead of expensive flowers, the children made decorations from paper and painted them in bright colors. Instead of a big wedding cake, they had Maya's grandmother's soup recipe served to everyone. After the wedding, Maya found Anna sitting alone on a bench, looking at the stars. "What are you thinking about?" Maya asked, sitting down next to the young woman who had once been a scared little girl. "I'm thinking about circles," Anna said. "How your grandmother taught you about love, and you taught me about love, and now I'm going to teach other children about love. It's like a circle that never ends." Maya smiled and took Anna's hand. "That's the most beautiful thing anyone has ever said to me." As Maya looked around at her wedding celebration, she saw Marcus dancing with his wife, holding their baby. She saw Mrs. Thompson laughing with Robert's parents. She saw dozens of children who had found hope again because someone had shown them love. Maya thought about her journey from a scared 12-year-old girl to a woman surrounded by family, not the family she was born into, but the family she had chosen and built through love, loss, hope, and healing. She understood now what her grandmother Rosa had been trying to teach her all those years ago. Life would always have happy times and sad times, but the people who choose love over fear, hope over despair, and healing over hurt, those people create light in the world. Maya closed her eyes and whispered, "Thank you, Grandma Rosa. I understand now. Love really is like a candle. And tonight, our light is shining so bright that it could guide anyone home." As the stars twinkled above and the people she loved celebrated around her, Maya felt complete. She had learned that the greatest love isn't the love that comes to us, but the love that flows through us to others. And that love had turned her pain into purpose, her loss into gain, and her broken heart into a heart big enough to hold the whole world. The little girl who once fed street cats had grown into a woman who fed hungry souls. The teenager who lost her first love had found a deeper love that would last forever. The scared young woman had become a source of strength for hundreds of children. Maya's journey had taught her that every ending is also a beginning, every goodbye contains the seeds of a new hello, and every broken heart has the potential to heal stronger than before. And in that moment, surrounded by love and light, Maya knew that her story was far from over. It was just beginning. Now that you've seen the whole story, we would really appreciate it if you rate it from 1 to 10 in the comments. Your thoughts help us improve and make sure we bring you the kind of stories you truly enjoy.